been reassigned to a bed because I shouldn't find anybody else sleeping on the ground. I think Lincoln is the one I keep finding sleeping elsewhere. And whoever I've got new may not already have a bed. Naomi and Ferrell. Yeah, you guys might be having hypothermia because it's not warm where you are. And as soon as you get moved to medical wing, it's at least 12 degrees indoors. It's not great, but what temperature is this on? 21 degrees. All right, well, I don't really want to bump that up more. It's minus 20 degrees outside? Holy shit. No wonder why that's only on friggin' 12 degrees. No wonder why everybody keeps getting hypothermia. I don't have to worry about, like, this is frozen 100% fresh for sure. Boxes? Yep, let's get rid of those. Okay, I have one spare bed, no spare bedroom mate, but that's okay because I need to work out up here. Chris, I'm just going to steal your bed, and Red, I'm going to steal your bed. So what I ended up doing was down here, they had a little bit more space. These areas were bigger to begin with, and I ended up having 3 6 squares. That's not what I'm going to have up here. Best case scenario is I cap that there, and I have enough room to put a individual bed. That might be enough. If that's the case, let's uninstall that, because that's going to be a spare. And I guess I'm going to need actual beds like fucking crazy. Like these little beds. Alright, well, let's line them up. I need more than a few hospital beds in here. Oops, I shouldn't have gone that far in. That's fine. At least I can get a shit ton of these tiny beds built in the same amount of space as I was using before. It's something that, like, I appreciate about, like, the more conservative space. This won't take very long. I'll probably have more than enough beds, in all honesty. These two need... I wanted these to go, actually. One can go. Because, what is that? That's only good quality. That can go. If somebody can get rid of this, I need to re-expand this area. Because I done fucked up. Need to span across here. Whoa. Where'd my mouse go? Come back. For some reason, I was clicked on the game and my game window downed, and I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, Chimpanzee, come back, come back, come back. Prioritize working on that, hey? It's gonna be so much better if you just get rid of that. Thank you. Look, but can you fit in there? Yeah, you can. Oh. Alright, so that's good, poor, good, good, normal, good, normal, normal, good, good. I hope they get some experience with this and actually start making a few better beds. So I'm getting a lot of, like, crap ones here. They don't seem to want to, like, take them apart as fast as I'm, like, denying that they're okay. It's only good, excellent, good, good, excellent, good. One's excellent. One's excellent. Normal. Good. Cool. Alright, well, I can move some of these at least. Potentially. So what I'm looking at is coming across here. I could definitely fit the extra doors in here, like before. Right next to the lights, that will still work. This will be one of the only areas that has single beds. I could only imagine people complaining if they're in a relationship and have the single beds. Hey, Azula. What you doing? You're gonna steal Phoenix's bed, okay. Azula's like, he's finally out of this thing, I can finally take it. Somebody made a masterwork. I have to find out. It's probably one of the single beds, honestly, since that's what they're kind of making at the moment. Let's get you reinstalled up here. You in here. I love that, like, there's at least got to be a couple of people working on the kitchens. Like, you can hear the sizzling going off. Needs to reinstall here. Yep. Almost there. All right. Humphrey's having a food binge because 8 without a table, even though there's like, I don't know, 7 tables to choose from. Masterwork. There's been a wooden bed. Azula is Dribble Kitty. She's being adorable. She's like at arm's reach in the other bed. Okay. Well, that's probably where this line's going to go. There. Spot. I'm trying to mark these out preemptively, so hoping it doesn't take me quite as much time when I have to actually come back and kind of like see where they are. Yeah, so only gonna fit like barely the other side. I like how Stefan's came in to like fix that up and he's like, dude's sleeping. Right, I'll be back. Whoa. Let's see. Excellent. Good. Poor. Good. That one was excellent. Lincoln's still sleepy in here. He obviously needs a bed. Excellent. Normal. I mean, when he gets a bed, when he stops sleeping in these areas, I'll know he's sorted. Good. Mind you, I should probably honestly do a full count up of how many beds I have in place and find out. Because even if it looks like I've got just enough, like you kind of have to have enough double beds per almost individual, with the idea that as you take in more people, yeah, some people couple up, but a lot of people won't. You're having a tantrum because smoke leaf withdrawal. Yeah, we don't have that in the base. Just gonna have to deal, mate. Just gonna have to deals. Okay, let's take one of these up here. So that can fit there. I kind of hope that the people that are in couples may actually end up, you know, in their beds where they're supposed to be. Oh, is that so grim? Sounds a little high. Maybe like 1,000 high. Maybe. Nearly finished. I managed to recruit everybody. Everybody that I've had so far. I should have about, give or take, 116 people. And I've almost got all the beds in place, which is wild. Still dealing with food shortages, but it's getting better since a lot of their amenities and stuff are just covered. So I don't have to worry about that as much. What else? What else was I supposed to be doing? Where's my list? Well, I did bring back more steel and shit, but like there's still like 1,300 or whatever, but I do have the long distance searching things now, so I can at least get more easier, hopefully. And maybe buy some while I'm fucking out. Have a quick break. Got so many battles going on, just need time to breathe. Look, so you come to like breathe in my RimWorld. It's like you're playing Warzone and you get that creepy breather. I'm just messing with you, Grim. Let's see. Nearly there. Couple more beds to go, I think. 4, give or take. 4 beds and then we'd be done. Mind you, they've got to actually move some of them. Somebody's in a work frenzy. Sweet. We'll check that in a moment. Go make sure that they're actually putting walls where they're supposed to be going. Looks like it. No one's missing. This one's got to go yet. Yeah, okay. I've got 4 more beds to bring out. Tarnair is in a work frenzy at the moment. These people are all like snoozing in all the beds and stuff that are getting made, but like how many got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 of them, right? And how many up here are getting put in place? 8. 8 plus a couple of these are doubles. 9, 10, 11, 12. I still probably am not going to have enough beds. Oh. So I'm always super serious about you, Grim. You know what I could do is I could slot in like extra beds there. I don't want to. Yeah, go for it. I'm at this point down to water. Like a scrub. Nah. I probably shouldn't drink any more Coke today. Well, actually, it's 4 AM on a new day, so I guess I can drink more Coke. I'll just see if I can just wake up Chimpanzee. Lebia's doing that. Doing that. God damn, these people are efficient when you want them to build something. Once I get these last 4 beds, I'll probably stop for the day. Which will be interesting, because I don't know how quick or how slow that's going to be. I'm pretty sure I have enough excess researchers that I've got 2 on the high benches, I've got 2 on the normal research benches, and I've got 3 on these long-range mineral scanners. So I'm currently at 7, I think. 7 researchers, which I think I counted I had about 12 earlier, give or take. People are suffering. These 2, you know, the problem you guys have got is that you keep fucking treating them in here. So let me guess, can't walk? Yeah, probably can't walk right now. And the reason why they're having trouble is because you keep treating them in here. I can't do anything for them. I have no space. Unless... Hold up. This. Get the fuck out of that bed. And you two. You can, you two can both collectively get the fuck out of that bed. And now, what you can do is you can rescue, and for the love of fuck, please bring them to a hospital bed where it is warm. Come on. You know you can do it. Yeah, that's how it's fucking done. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, look, once they're put into here and they reach a cool 5 degrees versus minus 16 versus minus 15, they might actually start to heal. Hypothermia extreme. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, that looked like she just fucking died. She's one of the cannibals, and she's one of the plants, so hold the fuck up. Let's see. It's basically indistinguishable time frame. Let's go back to slightly further back. Lol. Well, I have... Normally when I sit down at the start of the stream, I've got a cup of coffee. If I'm lucky, I have either a glass of Coke, or if I'm really, really lucky, I've got an energy drink and no coffee, and a 1 liter of water. So that's usually what I have. Alright, let's stop this bullshit. Get the fuck out. I'll put you back in there later if I have to. Alright? You can just full on get the fuck out. So you can go and collect her if you can, or Kangaroo can. I don't fucking care who. Look, are you out of that bed? You're out of that bed. Feral should be out of that one. Okay, great. Can you rescue her, please? And you rescue her. Take them out of there, because the couple of extra seconds in the warmth could be life-saving difference. So I know that they took the time to treat them in that bed, and that was stupid. Okay, hypothermia extreme. 22 hours bleeding out. Making dinner, and this is what you hear. Unbelievable. What? I'm trying not to let the cannibal die. I'm trying hard not to let the cannibal die. Let's, not the art. I want to reset... What the fuck is his name? Farrell. Back into this bed, too. This is where it's difficult. I probably should have looked at both the first name and the last name before starting this. I might get lucky. I'm pretty sure there's only 1 Farrell. There's just like a fucking 100 people to go through first is all. If I don't find it, I'll keep working on healing them. Where are you? There. The second last person, for fuck's sake. Alright. Keep an eye on it. You're at extreme. You were literally seconds away from death before. The best thing I can do for you is bringing you in here. Serious? It's going down. She's at 20%. No, she still died. Okay, hold up. Maybe I've got one that's slightly further back. The difference of 8 minutes. I'll see what's happening 8 minutes ago, but I'm pretty sure I was fucking around with beds. I'm pretty sure she was out there for a while. And see what I can do. If she still dies, I'm just going to roll it forwards, because it's not going to make any difference except that all those beds we made. When it loads. Okay. So not you, not you. I need to cough. I like how my mouth will still move when I cough. I just felt like my voice was going to shit. I can't hear myself, so it's quite difficult to know. Alright. I need... You won't get out of the bed on your own. So let's remove you. Let's pick you out too. Sausage, which is sausages made with blood, meat, buckwheat. Buckwheat groats? Grains, maybe? That's a Polish thing. It's not really surprising. I missed my chance to try food that had, was made out of, just blood and stuff like that. I hear it's quite tasty and stuff. I'm pretty sure I've had, what's it? I don't save, not yet. I'm pretty sure I've had one type of, blood sausage before. It's also, either an English thing or something. It's not bad. I think I was just too young to appreciate it. Nowadays, I can't eat it. So, that sort of stuff doesn't really bother me. The fact that, I won't have a cannibal colony and the fact that I can't eat most meats doesn't prevent me from, you know, recognizing food as, potentially delicious and stuff. Alright, she's only got hypothermia minor this time. She should theoretically live. And what is the damage up here? Oh god, it's before I moved all these fucking things. Of course it is. Let's try it again, because she's obviously going to live this time. Well, I was, literally minutes away from stopping. Might do is I'll set these all up so I know what I'm doing. And then I'll probably look at finishing. This will still take me a couple of minutes, though. So, what was that? Rose is having a food binge. So groats is like a rice grain, but it's made with buckwheat. Translate it right? That's pretty interesting. The coolest thing is, I don't know a lot of sort of worldly foods and stuff like that. I'm extremely sheltered culinary-wise. I have tried a few different foods because obviously my Crohn's pushing me out of my comfort zone. I've just had to. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that I just haven't got to try yet. Or I don't even know exist, like that. It's cool just getting to know. Plus, it sounds like a very, warm, sort of hearty meal to me. Not heavy, but just hearty. Oops, that's not what you meant to go. The funny thing is, last week, I think it was last week, I made curried sausages. I made them so fucking good. And it was, really comforting for me. It was a winter comfort food. I'm having a fire starting thing. So I tried to make it again this week because I'm like, oh yeah, it's even colder than last week. It'd be really lovely just to have something nice. And classic me, I completely fucked it up. It tastes awful. It's almost to the point of unpalatable, to the point that, I would rather not eat it. And I'm not sure how I fucked it up so bad in the space of 1 week. But it happened. And I was the one that did it, because, you know, I'm good like that. I still need a shit ton of beds to be made. Just normal beds. Lincoln keeps picking out beds and stuff. Let's just get this set up. Shit, it's something first step to sort of being good at it. The thing is, like, I can cook the exact same meal back to back twice in a row. Oh, somebody is... Okay, that's all right. They're just making fire. I thought somebody might have been getting hurt. Yeah, I can make a meal back to back. Like, same exact ingredients, same exact conditions. And I can fuck it up so spectacularly from, like, one dish to the next. It's really a skill of its own. And you know, the funniest thing is, I'm a complete fucking klutz with everything I do. So I was cooking tonight. I was just making rice and eggs. My partner watched me get the carton of eggs out of the fridge. And he watched me pick up an egg out of the carton. And he watched me toss and fumble that egg around in the air while I desperately tried not to drop it. Because somehow between the space of picking up the egg and, well, nothing else, I was just attempting to pick up the egg, I managed to just fucking make that thing airborne. And yeah, I did catch it. He was horrified the entire time because he thought I was going to make a mess. But like 90% of the time when I'm cooking, or even if I'm just accessing stuff, like last week, I ended up crying because we got a little bag of lollies. And we really don't have, like, we don't get a lot of, like, treats and stuff because, like, you know, shit's tight, money's tight. And so we got this little bag of lollies for the weekend, and I was so looking forward to it. And I woke up, I was having, like, such a bad sleep, and I was having such a bad day already. Like, I'd gotten up, had a shit sleep, I broke my headset, I walked into the cupboard, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat a lolly, it'll be fine. And as I'm getting the container of lollies out of the cupboard, I somehow managed to unhinge the lid and spray lollies all across the floor of, like, my kitchen and hallway and stuff like that, because the cupboard's kind of, like, in that. It's not. Unfortunately, this shit's my life. And the saddest part is because, like, I've got a cat box, what do you call it, like bathroom and cat boxes and stuff like that just off my kitchen and stuff, so none of that was savable at all. And I just stood there and I just cried because I was just having such a fucking bad day, and it had been so long. Like, it's not even that much, it's not, like, it doesn't cost much to get lollies, right? But, like, I already knew my headset's broken, and now I dropped, like, the only lollies that we'd had in a while, and I was just so fucking upset. And so disappointed in myself because, like, I am that kind of a klutz that I effortlessly didn't even do anything. I just picked up a container and all hell broke loose. So yeah, I do get upset with some stuff like that. I get more upset when it's something that, like, it's not going to be, either I can't replace it or it's not financially feasible to replace. Like, I remember back when I could eat meat, I think back when Nick and I just started dating, and I was cooking some lamb. And, like, it was one of those things where, like, it was the end of the week, we had no more money, shops were closed, and it was going to be, like, the next day or so before we could, like, afford to get anything else, and we had nothing else. So I cooked up these 2 lamb steaks, or lamb chops, whatever. And as I was getting it out of the oven, again, don't know how, completely fucking fumbled and dropped one just straight down next to the bin. And I was just, like, fucking sobbing because I'm like, I knew I was the kind of person I was going to give him the one and only lamb chop that made it out of the oven, but it basically meant that I had fucking nothing to eat. So I was really upset. He ended up sharing his with me. But, like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you can't do anything about it at that time. And you know that if you've absolutely destroyed it or gotten rid of it in, like, a way that you can't possibly continue to eat the thing or whatever, like, there's no way around it. It's just like, that's it. You know, it just sucks. Yeah, I don't know how much of all that you heard, Grim, but I was talking about, like, how shit my weekend was when I completely dropped, like, the container of lollies and shit. So, and tonight when I picked up an egg and somehow managed to make it airborne. It's alright. I have really unusual levels of clumsy. And it's like, it is like an anime kind of thing, but at the same time, it's actual real life. Like, you can't make this shit up, even though, like, it's in an anime and you see it made up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. There's definitely, like, a bit about, like, how, like, we finally got lollies for the first time in ages, Grim. And, there was, like, when I heard about my headset breaking, well, my headset broke, and I'm like, I just wanted to get some lollies and stuff, and I fumbled and, like, unhinged the lid and dropped them everywhere across, like, near the bathrooms and cat boxes and stuff. I couldn't eat them. Something similar going wrong with, like, whatever you touch when you're over stress. Yeah, I don't think my nat is 1, Grim. I'd say it's probably, like, a half at best. But yeah, I used to have the same sort of thing. At first, I thought it was just when shit was going wrong. I realized that, like, when shit's going wrong, like, I'm less careful. But, like, same sort of thing applies. Like, when you're tired and stuff, like, shit goes wrong more often because obviously you're tired. But this is kind of like 0 effort added, 100% klutz. I'm also, like, I'm the type of person that if you ask me to pour a drink, I would somehow break the glass. Stuff like that. I'm all sorts of it all over the shop. Get rid of that alpaca. Oh, you guys slowed down again. I didn't notice. One on life. Sad time. Hunger and strife. Well, basically. I don't know. I deal with hunger better than some people, though. And I deal with, like, tiredness better than some people, though. Because, like, sometimes, like, if I'm tired, I can just kind of push through it. I can push through it to a point where I know I can stop. And other times, if I'm tired, like, I just can't, and I'm already at my absolute limit. Is it? When you have bad luck, it's... What's it? Normally, it keeps going right through the day. Reason why I prefer to sleep the day off. Yeah. I don't get that, unfortunately. Like I said, my shit's so random. Like, if I'm just, like, trying to make a meal, or I'm just trying to have a snack, or God only knows, like, just anything. Like, you can guarantee at least once I'll completely fuck it up. And I'll fuck it up spectacularly. Like, every time I do. I'm not keeping up with all the beds that they're making in here, but they're also not, like deconstructing them at the same rate that I need them to be doing. Some of these are good. Not only chained both good or bad, yeah. Alright, well, there's a whole heap of poor quality beds in here. These up in here. It's excellent. That's an excellent. Whoop, that's the wrong way. For a second there, I thought that said, like, there was a blizzard happening, and I'm like, it's just he's having a mental breakdown or whatever. Also, I don't know if this caravan's getting out. Hold up. Somebody's still mentally broken. It's blizzard this time. All right. You can fuck off. The rest of the caravan can get their business done, you know? So I don't know how much you're holding this up. Good chance they're just not going to get out. They're already packed.